Okay, I'm going to climb up on top of the right side of the car and line up just over top of the edge of the wood, about like that. So I can come here and do a nice easy molly for dark. Nice and easy and quick, once I'm up there anyway. And it's going to take care of all the dark, and it's going to spread nicely over here to this side of the pillar. So it's going to take away all this good stuff over here and force them out into the open. Taking away 2 good spots with 1 molly. So the lineup for that is I'm getting a position here, and I'm crouched, and I'm aiming right about here, right above the middle of this slanted line here. And I know for sure I'm in the right spot when I'm over top of this slightly darker section on the wall below it. So I just aim there, stand, jump, throw. Don't forget to stand. Otherwise you hit this roof and you're going to look like a fool. But it's pretty easy to do this perfectly every time. Don't aim much lower. Okay, other stuff I can do from here. In addition to that smoke, or that molly, I smoke CT by aiming right about here. Or coffins by aiming right about here on this part of the shingle. The one that's above and left of that rafter. So, CT, coffins. And don't aim much lower than this right here. For the coffin smoke. For CT, this one will allow molly up on the boost. And coffins shows this guy nothing here on the coffin. Unless you throw much lower than I showed. Okay, moving on to flashes. Simple little flash that might have some use. It's just aiming right about here. See this darker part of the bricks on the chimney? Just aim to the left edge of that and just bounce it off there. That could be pretty good for our guy if he's not pushed up too far. If he's not much past here. Anywhere past that, he's going to get, real flash. But it's going to full flash anybody looking this direction. It's like a pop flash. Close up here, anywhere back here. Along this side of the wall, even up here on second oranges. Even if he's like looking down here or crouching and looking this way, he's going to get pretty well flash and almost certainly have to fall back. Another flash I'll do from here is I want to bounce it off the face of this upper roof there. To do that, I'm aiming at this rafter and then up to the underside of this shingle here. And then down and to the right there. If you aim like that, it's not going to flash our guys as they come along this wall, up until this point, obviously. Or if they're closer here, they're obviously much safer. This flashes most of the spots. Obviously doesn't get here, but this guy's on fire. Okay, moving on to one-way flashes from up here. I'm using my Viewmodel. I'll do a simple one here, just aiming at the top of this the scaffolding there. But I'm aiming with the pointy bit of my flashbang, this is desktop Viewmodel that I'm using. So if I do that, it's just a simple little one-way. Really, really safe for our guys. It doesn't flash CT obviously at all, but flashes most of the site pretty decently. An alternative for that throw, the way I like to throw that is just aiming a little bit lower and lefter. So instead of aiming at the scaffolding, I'm aiming down and left just in the bottom middle of this next shingle over, right about there, if you can see what I'm doing. And jump throw, and that's that same throw, but it's a little lower, a little wider now, and I think it just flashes a few spots a little bit better while still being really safe for our guys. It's a little wider here, hits more spots over here especially, and it can hit some of CT now too along this angle. But that's an easy one. The much more difficult one is this one here. If you know exactly what you're doing, you can do it. Aiming above and to the right of that rafter to right about this point of this shingle right here. Again with my pointy bit of my flashbang. Then I aim up a little bit till I'm just above the shingle, crouch and jump throw. It's a lot easier than it looks, and it pays off with a perfect flash. Like, it doesn't flash my guy, even if he's all the way here at the edge of water, he's not going to be flashed. And my guy's going to be pushed up here, obviously fighting this stuff, not be flashed. But at the same time, like, everything on site is flashed. Most things. Coffins is flashed, back here's flashed, and, everything back there that you would expect is flashed. So that's a great little flash. Can be done quickly once you know what you're doing. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, there's one more good thing to do up here, and that's to throw nades from this elevated position. And so the nade first oranges, just going to do the same as that flash before, except this time with the pointy bit of the nade. Aim there, jump throw for, that's for first oranges. For second oranges, I'm aiming above this part of the rafter and then up to just the bottom of the shingles below it. So that'll get bottom first really good, but also do decent damage to top first and top second, whereas this one is going to do decent damage to top second and land right on this guy's noggin. And if you got a buddy over here that wants to do the same thing from the middle of the barrels, you can jump up onto here, back up until you can see this scaffolding here. And now that I'm further left, I just got to aim like one shingle over to the right for this, do the same thing I did on the other side. So for here, I just aim over one shingle right to over about here. So instead of aiming like this, just aim like this, jump throw. And instead of aiming like this, just aim like this, abouts. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know what they say about horseshoes and hand grenades. And if you do two of those at the same time in one of these spots and somebody's here, they're going to take a lot of damage or probably die. Oh yeah, that's about it then, I think. So, yeah, I can smoke either CT or Coffins. Obviously, always doing this molly here. And a couple of these flashes would be good.